ladies and gentlemen, Namaste and very warm good morning to all of you. I welcome you all to this plenary session where we will discuss the role of Indian diaspora in enabling global mobility of the Indian workforce. For today's session, we have a prestigious panel of speakers from across the world who are pioneers of creating innovative and sustainable mobility pathways for Indians and strengthening India's presence across the world. The chair of this session is Honorable Minister Shri Dharmendra Pradhan Ji, who himself is at the helm in Government of India on two critical areas, namely education and skill development. Several path-breaking initiatives have been taken in both these areas under his leadership. From this session, our hope is to identify some key takeaways on how 32 million strong Indian diaspora across the world can convert skills to gainful employment opportunities for Indian diaspora. As Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has said, talent and technology are two pillars which are key to India's development. And yesterday he said that our youth have skills and values, and that can make India an engine for the growth and development across the entire world. And in this we should add our diaspora youth also. Prime Minister's path-breaking Skill India initiative has upskilled crores of aspirational Indian youth till date and forms the backbone of this mobility ecosystem. On our part, Ministry of External Affairs has actively pursued mobility and migration agreements with several key countries by mapping global workforce requirements and skill expectations with country-specific data. Some of the questions that our panel will be deliberating upon will include how diaspora can help identify skills expectations in their countries, how access to information about job opportunities in destination countries can be enhanced, possibilities of upskilling or reskilling at their workplace, skill verification and harmonization frameworks with different countries, and best practices for integration of migrants in their recipient societies. Let me now say a few introductory words for the chair of the session, Honorable Minister Shri Dharmendra Pradhan Ji, who of course needs no introduction to you, but just a few words. Honorable Minister has been in public life for almost 3 decades and the Union Minister since 2014. He currently represents Madhya Pradesh, where we are today in the Rajya Sabha. He has several successes to his credit. As Union Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas, he led from the front on hugely successful schemes such as the Ujjwala Yojana. As the Minister for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, earlier and now he has launched many key initiatives focusing on skilling, reskilling and upskilling the manpower of India and emphasized on bridging the skills gap for the Indian youth. He is also revolutionizing the education sector, making quality education accessible for all through the National Education Policy 2020. Without further ado, I would request Honorable Minister Shri Dharmendra Pradhan to guide us with his opening remarks. Thank you.
नहीं तो नहीं सुनाई देती है तो जब नहीं सुनाई देती है ना तो पहले ढंग से बोला करो और जब तक मैं ओके नहीं बोलूँ ना तब तक मत क्या करो, अदरवाइज ढंग से करो।
नमस्कार, जय जगन्नाथ। Good morning, friends. Honorable Minister of Social Integration, Social Security and National Solidarity, Government of Mauritius, Madam Bhajila Jiwa, my dear friend, CMD of Lulu Group of International, Mr. Ishu Palliji, member of Board SBI Group, SBI Securities, Mr. Sanjeev Sinha ji, Chair for Women in Business Chapter of Australia India Business Council, Madam Sahiba ji, Mr. Kuldeep Singh Shekhawat ji, Director MATV UK and Swagati Network, Chairman and MD, ERN Group from Saudi Arab, Mr. Sadiq Ahmad ji, former ambassador to Jordan, Libya and Malta, Mr. Anil
जरूरत भी
ji,
नहीं है उसकी, देख वहाँ का लाइफ तो चल ही रहा है, वहाँ कुछ भी इतना
Honorable Union Minister Mr. V. Muralidharan ji,
दूसरी चीज़ें ही ज़्यादा
Mr. R.R. Singh ji, Honorable Minister of Home Affairs
तरुण सा है।
of Government of Madhya Pradesh, Narottam Misra ji, my dear local minister Mr. Shaklecha ji, distinguished friends from the different part of the globe on this occasion of 17th edition of Pravasi Bharatiya Sammelan. On the concluding day, on behalf of our beloved leader Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, and on behalf of Sri Shivraj Singh, the Honorable Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, and on behalf of entire country, I welcome all of you in this auspicious city of Indore. I hope you all are enjoying the hospitality of local government. Hence, you all are important component of Indian civilization and this great journey. And you all are very fortunate. Let me begin with one example. Where are you in this part of globe? We all have a wristwatch, and we all know GMT is the normal standardization of time calculation, Greenwich Mean Time. This calculation is a colonial model. UK started this calculation methodology in the world since 19th century onward. You all are in great city of Indore. In the recent past, a few centuries ago, Rani Ahalya Bai, the iconic personality, the lady visionary leader who envisioned for good administration and courage. During her tenure, lot of new standards has been developed in various cities. In the neighboring district, at the present day time, the city of Mahakal, city of Lord Shiva, the Ujjain. In the Vikramaditya period in the 4th century, we have started to discover the Tropic of Cancer. The Tropic of Cancer line is just above Ujjain. That calculation has been started during Vikramaditya period in the 4th century. And in those days, Varahamira, Brahmagupta, Bhaskaracharya, like eminent astrophysics experts were there in those days. That shows the depth of this locality in the global map. You all are in a very good place, in the good time. Friends, I don't want to pamper you. Who all are you? What is your role? Since long we have a belief, at one point of time, we were the leader of the entire humanity, not as a military power, but as an intellectual leader. Therefore, there's a very popular concept. ये हम सब मानते हैं भारत कभी विश्व गुरु के स्थान पे था. हम जब भारत को विश्व गुरु की वर्णन करते हैं, हमारा कल्पना ये कभी नहीं रहता है कि हम एक मिलिट्री पावर बने. Entire world is in the crossroad today, whose mighty will be run over the world, but India is not in that race. Especially after this stage of global tension crisis and the recovery path after COVID-19 pandemic, the entire civilization is at crossroad. The new ideas, new models, new approaches are coming up automatically. That is the nature of society, that is the nature of when a man moves to the world, innovation comes in that place. Today we all are discussing regarding global mobility and Indian workforce. You all are experiencing and a major stakeholder of this topic. What is your role? Today, in the simple term, you all know this fact, but I am repeating that. Today around 3.32 million people are working in the different parts of more than 200 countries they are working. The net benefit to India is 100 billion remittance economy is there. State like Kerala, state like Bihar, state like Uttar Pradesh, and state like Odisha, state like West Bengal, northeastern states, they are depending on this remittance economy. This is one simple reality of world today. If we calculate the global population, somewhere engaged in the global production, supply chain, global production, in other part are consuming, and other part in a vast area they are in between. Neither they are a producing country, neither they have capacity to purchase their requirement. In this scenario, some of the global products are very costly. In some part of the globe, some part of the global produce are not up to the mark, not up to the quality. With this situation, India is the happening point in the 21st century. You all have a very important role. India has envisioned with the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, there is a new national education policy. Yesterday only, Prime Minister re-emphasized India can be the global hub for the skilled manpower. At one point of time, our common understanding regarding skill was of blue-collar jobs, manual jobs. In the era of innovation and technology, now paradigm has been shifted. Half of the globe's work has been done by machine on the digital platforms, and half of the job has been executed by hands, by manual approach. With this changing pattern, how to increase those, that is the challenge in front of all of us. And here, being in charge of education sector and skill sector, and depending on you, Prime Minister is reposing faith on you to create a new model in India, in the globe of Indian workforce. There are certain inherent quality in Indian workforce. Hard work, honesty, responsibility, all this intangible quality of human being are already existing in the Indian ecosystem. That apart, if I cite one example, in the digital state, now we have envisioned Indian state mechanism. The digital connectivity, digital use in all walks of life, whether it is a sweeper, is a cleaner, or is a rocket scientist. India has its own strength and capacity. In the digital transaction, India contributes 40% now. In NEP, in the new skill approach, we have envisioned we will create a skill network in our country. Today, there are around 500 million workforce in our country. 300 million students are there. If I count students from class 6 to post-graduation or PhD scholars, that amounts to 100 million. 500 million existing workforce, 200 million youngsters, those who are in campus, putting together this 700 million. Now India is envisioning Skill India digital portal, SEAL portal. Through this portal, we are envisioning to create skilling modules, reskilling modules, upskilling modules. Skilling is a continuous lifelong learning process. In every year, we are changing our phone handsets. Every time, there are 5 more new features in our telephones. Not only features of entertainment, they are features of economic opportunities. Through your telephone, you can control the entire globe's activities, whether it is economic front or the social front. Whether it is entertainment or information. Now technology is enabling all of us. Technology has shrunk the entire global space for all of us. Friends, with this scenario, the challenge is how we can find the proper place. Where are the jobs? Now technology is giving us opportunity. Staying in India, we can service the entire world. I found almost all global companies of any part of the globe, their back-end offices are now in India. Whether it is Chennai or Pune or Delhi or Mumbai or Bengaluru or the remote part of the country. In your villages, you all have set up your back-end office, designing, accounting, manpower management. You are putting your back-end office at India because two things, quality and affordability. In the era of technology, we have to find out jobs for our countrymen. They can go there, they can give service from here also. We have to envision, you are the best knowledgeable person, where are the jobs? Which kind of requirements is necessary? What are the standardization? What are the equivalent certificates? Through NEP, we are envisioning a very flexible model. Multiple exit, multiple entry. For the first time in India, we are giving credit framework from class 1 to research student. On job credit, earning will be there. There will be an academic bank of credits for all the students, whether it is in the campus or in the workplace, whether in the skill sector or the formal education sector. The credit framework will be facilitate him to upskill his capacity, upskill his knowledge level. Rightly, Prime Minister said, nowadays, degree is not important, competence is important. Performance is important, output is important. India, through its new policy, is giving importance in all these areas. With this expectation, with this new flexible policy, with this new technology capability, recently India has envisioned there are 0.6 million villages in country. By next 2 years, all the villages will be enabled with cable internet service. From last October, India has started rolling out 5G by 2 major telecom companies, Airtel and Jio. And very soon, our indigenous technology of 5G, developed by our own IITs, developed by CDAT, will be rolled out by BSNL. That means, by next 1 year, there will be a high quality technology in name of 5G. And India has enabled its space policy, we call it space policy. Low orbit, private space will be available, private satellite will be available, commercial satellite will be available. With these 3 things, India can convert its capacity for the service of the global manpower, global requirement, whether it is health sector, whether it is agriculture sector, whether it is logistics, whether it is science and technology or any project activities. With this expectation, I know we have capacity, You all have started your journey from a humble background. With this kind of experience, use your experience to create more than 100 million workforce who will work for the entire humanity. Will not only work with the aim of earning money, earning dollars, earning economic opportunity. If Indian workforce will be there in the entire global value chain, quality will be there. पड़ोस की देशों की माल के बारे में आधे विश्व के लोग चिंतित रहते हैं कि उसकी माल की क्वालिटी क्या है नहीं है। कोरोना के समय में ग्लोव्स आया, पीपी किट्स आया, ऐसे ही लौट के चला गया। भारत में ऐसा नहीं होता है और भारत की कैपेसिटी कुछ अलग है। कोरोना जब आया हमारे देश में एक भी 30 पीपी किट हम नहीं बनाते थे। आज हम नेट इंपोर्टर बने। तब याद करिए एक समय था भारत में गेहूं नहीं था, गेहूं नहीं था। हम अमेरिका से PL4 गेहूं, सड़े हुए गेहूं खरीदना पड़ता था। इस बार पैंडेमिक के बाद भारत ने 140 देशों को मेडिसिन सप्लाई किया, उसमें से 40 देशों को मुफ्त में मेडिसिन सप्लाई किया। ये आप लोगों की बदौलत हुई है। विद दिस बैकग्राउंड, ये जो विषय आज हम लोगों ने चर्चा के लिए रखा है, ग्लोबल मोबिलिटी और भारत की मानव संबंध, उसके लिए आप लोगों की भूमिका, इसके बारे में बहुत योग्य पैनल यहाँ बैठा है। मैं आप सभी से अपेक्षा करता हूँ पैनल और आपकी सभी की ओर से कुछ योग्य सुझाव। आई एम ओपन टू एनी काइंड ऑफ सजेशंस एंड न्यू आइडियाज। दिस गवर्नमेंट इज वेरी ओपन टू एंड वेरी पार्टिसिपेटरी मेथड ऑफ गवर्नेंस। आप सभी की परामर्श से हम मिलके भारत को दुनिया के एक जिम्मेवार देश बनाए। आप सभी की इस गरिमामय उपस्थिति के लिए बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Honorable Minister. I would now request the Honorable Mrs. Fazila Jiwa Duraibu, Minister of Social Integration, Social Security and National Solidarity of Republic of Mauritius, to make her initial remarks. Just by way of a small background, she was elected and served as member of the Mauritius National Assembly from 2005 to 2010. In 2014, she was appointed Minister of Social Security, National Solidarity and Reform Institutions. And in 2017, she was made the Minister of Gender Equality, Child Development and Family Welfare of Republic of Mauritius. She was the first woman to become Vice Prime Minister in Mauritius in November 2017. In 2018, she was conferred the award of Grand Commander of the Star and Key of the Indian Ocean. The Honorable Mrs. Fazila has been a solicitor registered on the roll of the Supreme Court of Mauritius and has more than 25 years standing with experience in family matters. Excellency, your forefathers migrated from India to Mauritius, and in one sense they represented one of the first waves of migrants who then facilitated further mobility of the Indian community and workers and professionals to Mauritius. We would be very grateful if you could talk about their experience and how you have maintained your touch with India.
Thank you, Sri people, for your kind introduction. Minister of Education and Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Sri Ramendra Pradhanji, my friends, panelists, Mauritius delegation, Minister of Arts and Culture from Mauritius and his spouse, Tilak, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum, Shubh Chawar, Namaskar, good morning. I'm delighted to be here in Indore with all of you today. Indore is a fascinating city. I love every bit of Indore. The food is very delicious and gracious hospitality too. Congratulations to everyone involved in organizing and hosting these divas. I cannot help being emotional and sentimental whenever I'm in India. I personally share emotional roots with your country. इस सम्मेलन में उपस्थित सभी प्रवासी को मेरा नमस्कार। आज यहाँ आकर मुझे बहुत खुशी हो रही है। ये खुशी सिर्फ सम्मेलन के लिए नहीं है, मुझे इस बात से ज़्यादा खुशी है कि मैं भारत में हूँ। भारत जो कि मेरे घर जैसे हैं, हमारे जारे भारत से हैं। It brings me immense pleasure to be in the land of my grandparents who hailed from Surat in our endearing Gujarat. You know, it was a time when many Gujaratis were looking for a better future and new opportunities in other faraway lands such as Madagascar, Réunion Island, South Africa, and of course Mauritius as well. Most of the Gujaratis settled in those countries. My grandparents came to settle in the 19th century. My grandfather was only 14 years old when he traveled throughout Surat to come to Mauritius to follow the footsteps of his elder brother who was already in Mauritius. He started a business, opened a shop in Mount Piton, Pamplemousses in Mauritius. When the time came for him to get married, he went back to Surat to choose his bride there. They both came together to work in the shop. And after some time, my uncle left Mauritius to settle in South Africa, but my grandparents stayed in Mauritius. And what is interesting to note, they were not only in business. You know, in their spare time, they were teaching Gujarati Farsi to the Indian community and to others. And they have always laid a lot of emphasis on education, education, and education. The greatest legacy my grandparents passed on to us is a legacy of values, a demonstration of courage, perseverance, patience,